going to talk to you on the fundamental principles of Ayurveda. What are the foundation stones? Ayurveda is a very simple science. It is very simple. And the fundamental principles are so simple. Sometimes we practitioners make it a little bit complicated, but the real Ayurvedic science is very simple and straight. For example, the life, the very definition of life, it is a duration of time in which there is constant, incessant flow of energy and material happening through a form that is called life. Constant flow of energy and material through a form. When the flow started? At the time of inception in mother's womb. From the time when the sperm and ovum combined to form that egg, the zygote, and the life instilled in that. From that point onwards, there is constant flow of material and energy, right? Or, mother was feeding us when we were in her womb. And after coming out, we were breathing every day, we were drinking water every day, we were eating every day, we were perceiving this entire world every day through all the senses. So the entire information, the food, the water, air, it has been flowing through our body from that time. And when that flow stops, that event is called death. So what is life? It is a duration of time, a period of time where constant, incessant flow of energy and material happening through one form. So from this definition itself, it is very clear. For a balanced, sustainable, prolonged life, what is the requirement? To maintain that flow. To maintain the flow of food, water, air, and material through our body. And like you water a plant, or giving sunlight to a plant, or getting exposure to the fresh air to a plant, the same way all beings, all living beings, the secret of life is constant supply of the food, water, air, and the perception that makes our life more, streamlined and successful. Another fundamental principle is very interesting. The healing system is within us. The immune system is within us. So who is the healer? The healer is the individual. An Ayurveda practitioner should not take, should not think that he is the healer. Because the healing system is within the individual. The immune system is within the individual. The patient himself is the healer. The individual himself or herself is the healer. So supporting the healer within is the Ayurvedic clinical approach. Whatever herb or formulation or supplements, whatever you give, if the individual system is digesting it, absorbing it, and utilizing it, the healing is automatic. Otherwise, you may give the most efficient formulation. If the individual system is not taking it up, you won't get the result. So, the patient himself is the healer. That is why each and every individual, how they are taking care of their life through the food routines, etc., that plays a major role in the entire healing process and health maintenance. Nature has given us everything. In fact, nature is everything. The entire energy within us, it is contributed by this nature. The entire material within us, it is contributed by the nature. We are a part of the nature, or we are the nature. There is no difference. There is no difference between me and the coconut tree, because the coconut tree can change to me and I can change to coconut tree, right? Do you have any doubt about it? Okay, let me ask you. If you are eating a coconut today, this morning, what will happen? That coconut will get digested, change into nutrients. All the material inside the coconut will change to your tissues, right? Maybe your skin, your muscles, your bone, your teeth, your hair. What does that mean? The coconut what you have eaten has changed to you. So the coconut tree became you. The coconut became you. The same way that nutrients will be utilized by the body for energy purpose and may transform into another material. And the skin formed by that coconut, after a few days, that skin, each layer of skin is shedding every day, right? So that means it is going back to the nature. The same, shed skin can get degenerated and can be absorbed by another coconut tree as a nutrient, and that will change to another coconut. So it's a constant, incessant recycling going on. We usually say that the entire existence, whether it is plants or animals and human beings, everything, there is a constant recycling going on. And how we can keep the balance in that flow, that is the secret of healthy life. And it is happening every day, all the time. The outside world is every day changing to the inside world, and the inside world is changing to the outside world. We are breathing every day, the external air is going in, and we are inhaling and exhaling every day, where the internal components of the air is going out. We are drinking water in, the water is going out as sweat or urine or through bowel or through vapor. So it's a constant flow. Maintaining that flow in sync, in balance with the nature is the secret of healthy life. That is what is Ayurveda. Is explaining throughout all the traditional Ayurvedic texts, whether it is Ashtanga Hridayam written by Vagbhada, Charaka Samhita written by Charaka, or Sushruta Samhita. And they give all the tools and informations how we can maintain the healthy flow, how we can maintain the life without stagnation and without depletion. And this also gives another very clear indication that if you want to maintain a healthy life, harmony, peace, happiness, we need to ensure that our surrounding is healthy, surrounding is balanced. So taking care of our environment is equally or more important as we take care of our individual health, our body, mind, our an individual balance. Because this individual balance is contributed by the balanced environment. Ayurveda is very, very clear about it. And this will bring, the point that whenever we contaminate our surrounding, the environment, definitely we are contaminating ourselves. We usually teach in our, Ayurvedic health promotion courses that whenever you throw something outside, thinking that this is not good for you, whenever you feel that this is waste or this is toxin I don't want, whenever you throw out to the nature, be assured that will come back to you. So whatever you throw out to the nature, that will definitely come back to you. If it is in the form of fumes, you will breathe that in after some time. If it is in the form of some liquid you are pouring to the nature, that content will be absorbed by some plants, or it will go to the water table of the earth, and you will be taking it out for your drinking purpose. It will come back to you. Or if it is a solid material that will be eaten by an animal, or that will be absorbed by another plant, it will come to you in the form of coconut or apple or orange or whatever it is. So whatever there in the nature, it is every day coming to you. This is a very, very important principle to understand. If you want to keep your system clean, please keep the environment clean. If you want to keep your system healthy, please keep the surrounding healthy. Take care of the plants, your earth, your atmosphere. Avoid the pollution, contamination, and usage of. We have enough researches how harmful using the chemicals and synthetics and the toxins. So Ayurveda empowers the individuals not only take care of their individual health, but the health of the family, health of the society, and health of the nature. And we need to follow that. The constituents of human systems. Okay, if we are clear that the outside material and the inside materials are the same, then we need to see how it is getting nourished, how it is getting utilized. Because the food what we are taking every day, it is getting digested, absorbed, and changing into our own tissues. So the wheat, the chapati you have eaten today, or the apple juice you drank today, or the chips you have eaten today, is getting digested, transformed into our body. That is why your food is nourishing you, right? When you eat well, your body systems, your muscle will become strong, your bones will become strong. So the strength and balance of our system, it purely depends on, in what way we are eating, what type of material is going in, how frequently it is going in. And also there is an aspect of the energetics of the food and the materials going in. Whenever we talk about the energetics, it is not that easy to comprehend, right? You can see the rice. When you say there is an energetics within the rice, it is not that easy to understand. But Ayurveda has very, very simple explanation to it. So there is a materialistic aspect, like the food, like the the stone or the wood, or you can see the material. And there is an energetic aspect of it. That is why when you eat the chilies, you will get sweat, you will get hot, right? Why? There is an energy within the chili. When you eat the black pepper or the chili, definitely your system will get heated up. You will get sweating, you will become reddish, your face will become reddish, and maybe, watering from mouth, eyes. That means there is a heating energy within that, the pepper or the chili. Or you drink some coconut water, tender coconut water, you feel cooling and calming. Why? There is an energy, cooling energy within the coconut. Or eat a cucumber. There is a cooling energy within it. So there is an energy behind each and every material. Then the question is, what type of energy we need, right? So I would like to explain the Ayurvedic concept of different types of materials our body and the nature is constituted with, as well as various energies that helps in various functions. Energy means it is for function. It is like your electricity, right? According to through which instrument you are sending the electricity, and its function varies. The electricity goes to a fan, the fan will start rotating, you will get the breeze, right? The air flow. The same electricity you get into an electric stove, it will become heat energy, right? And if it is going to a bulb or a tube, it will start glowing, it will give you light. So it's the same electricity that gives you wind, that can cool, in the refrigerator it can make, cool the materials down. The same electricity can heat up something if it is stove. So the energy, in what way, in which organ and which system it is getting involved, its effect varies. So there is a materialistic aspect of life, as our muscle, our bone, everything is material, right? And there is an energetic aspect of our life, like our digestion. The food is moving down through the path. So there is a movement happening, right? The food is getting broken down into our nutrients, and nutrients are getting transformed into energy and our tissue. So there is a transformational energy working, right? All the cells, the cellular matrix, the materials are sticking together. All the cells are sticking together to form these organs and, systems. And all the organs are, sticking together to form this body, right? So there is a stickiness. There is a binding energy within. And beyond this physical system, that the materials within our body and the energies that makes all the function possible, there is a life within. There is a chetana within. There is a consciousness within, right? There is an individual soul, an individual spirit within that makes the entire life possible. So Ayurveda explains this life as a combination of the materialistic form and the functional energy or the energetic forms within that makes the material work, and finally with the consciousness, with the chetana. These three planes together constitutes the life. Sharira, Indriya, Sattvatma, Samyogodhari Jivitam. Life is a combination of the physical materialistic system, the sense organs, the mind, and the soul. That is the definition of the life in Ayurveda. About the material in our body. There are different types of materials available, right? Metals are very hard, whereas your vegetable is not that hard as metal, but still it is solid. And there are liquid forms, water, milk. And there is air, right? The oxygen, the carbon dioxide, the mixture of air around us. And of course, there is space everywhere, right? So there are different types of materials. Ayurveda explains that the entire cosmos, the entire universe, is made up of 5 types of materials. So, in the case of our body also, because our body is a part of the inner cosmos, everything is made up of the same material. That is why the external materials are able to change to, our internal material. That is why the wheat and rice what we are eating is changing to us, because the basic ingredient within the rice and wheat is same as our body. Otherwise, the transformation is not possible. If that is totally a different material and our body is made up of a different material, we cannot use that to nourish our body, strengthen our body. So it's very clear that the materials are the same. So Ayurveda mentions about 5 types of materials. We call it as Panja Bhutas, 5 types of materials. In that first is the earth. When we say earth, it is not the globe earth, but the solid materials. Then comes water, the liquid materials. Then the fire, that which heats up, that which transforms. And the fourth is the air. And finally the space. Every material is existing within a space. So totally there are 5 materials. The earth or solids, water or the liquid forms, fire, air and space. The entire cosmos, including our bodily systems, are made up of these 5 materials. And when I say this, you may be thinking, okay, solids I can understand. There is, a lot of solid material within the system. Okay, liquid also I can understand because there is blood in it, there is, lymphatics, there is fluid within. I can understand. But what about fire, right? Where is the fire? I'm not burning. I'm not that red hot, but still, there is temperature within. The 98.6 degree Fahrenheit. That's an indication of there is life within, right? If your body is cold, that is indication that you are not living, right? So there is heat within. And there is a fire within that transforms the food into nutrients. You know that, right? There is acid in the stomach. The hydrochloric acid is the main content of your gastric juice, the stomach juice for digestion. What is hydrochloric acid? Hydrochloric acid is nothing but fire. It's a liquid form of fire. You have any doubt? If you have doubt, take the gastric juice out. It is hydrochloric acid. Concentrate it a little bit and pour it on your own hand. You will get real burn, like a fire. Concentrated acid causes burn. Why? It is fire. That is why it is burning. Only fire can burn you. So there is fire within. And of course, the oxygen absorbed by the system through the lungs and the carbon dioxide produced by the system. There is air within the system. And finally, the space. Whenever I say that there is a body here, means if you remove that body from that particular location, there is a space in that. That is why I am able to, sit here, right? If there is no space, I'll not be able to sit. So anything that is existing, maybe a stone or an orange, there is a space, that orange is occupying a space. So there is a space there. If there is no orange, you can keep it as a space. So there are a lot of space within our system. So there are 5 materials: the earth, water, fire, air, and space. Now, then why different materials are having different consistency? Right? Honey is a thick liquid, water is a very light liquid, stone is very, very hard, whereas apple can be crushed even with hand. Why there is a consistency different? Or the chili can burn the entire system, right? Whereas cucumber can cool down your system. Apple is sweet, whereas bitter gourd or Karela is very bitter. Why those differences if everything is the same material? The difference is in its composition, its blend. The relative percentage of these five materials. Everything is made up of Panchabhutas or the five materials. But the difference is in its combination. Whenever the earth element is more, there will be more hardness because it is heavy and hard. Wherever the water element more, there will be more fluidity, more softness. Wherever there is air element more, it will be more lighter and mobile. And wherever there is fire element more, it will become hot or having the heating energy within. And wherever there is space, that will be totally clear and clean and void. This is the fundamental materialistic existence of life. About the energies within the system. Okay, now we understood there are five elements. The materials, the earth, water, fire, air and space. But some of the material, it is just, staying still, whereas some of the material is having certain functions. Why? Right? You are keeping a stone in a particular space, and after 10 years you go back, it will be still sitting there, that stone. But I am sitting here today, after a few years, I will not be there on this earth at all. The small tree seedling just sprouted today, after a few months, it will become a small, a bush. After a few years, it will become a huge tree. Some are static, but some are dynamic. Why? Right? There comes the explanation of various energies that is functioning within the system. The energy that makes something grow. The energy that makes something transform. An energy is something that, keeps everything together. Ayurveda explains primarily three types of functional principles or functional energies. And those energies are explained in a very, very simple way. The first energy is the energy that makes everything stick together. The glue energy that makes everything sticking together. The cellular materials to stick together to form a cell. Because there is a cellular matrix, there is a cell membrane. There are many elements within a cell. It is kept in a very compact form, in a living form. And all the surrounding cells are sticking together and communicating each other, right? So there is an energy that keeps all the cells together. And then it forms an organ, and then organs further. So there is a glue energy, there is a sticky energy, there is a binding energy. In Ayurveda, we call it as kapha. Kapha is the binding energy that is always, it is binding in nature. It is, sticky and slimy in nature, which is heavy in nature. So that makes everything to bind together. It is a kind of a loving energy, right? It sticks together. The binding energy is kapha. And the second energy is the energy of transformation. What is the energy of transformation? The food is transforming into nutrients. Who is making the food? You have eaten rice and the okra and the dishes, the cabbage and all the vegetables today. And that is getting transformed into all the nutrients, the proteins and the vitamins and the carbohydrate and the fat. It is the food material is getting broken down into this nutrients, the micronutrients, amino acids. Who is converting this food into nutrients? There is an energy within. It is called transformational energy, or Ayurveda says it is Pitta. Pitta is nothing but the energy that transforms one to another. Food into nutrients, nutrients into tissues, because the nutrients are getting absorbed to the system, and that helps in transforming into the tissues. Each time muscle fibers are getting degenerated, at the same time new muscle fibers are getting formed. Each and every organ systems are degenerating every day, but the new systems are getting formed. Layers of skin keep on shedding. We don't know because it is very subtle, but at the same time it is getting replaced. So that transformation of the outside material into the inside material and energy, that is done by Pitta, the transformational energy. And the third functional principle or functional energy is the energy of dynamism, the energy of vibration, the energy of movement. We are inhaling and exhaling all the time, right? When you swallow, the food is going inside and it is moving, and our muscles are moving. Voluntary movement, what we call the motor movement. We can move the hand, the head, right? There are many movements which is beyond our control, like the cardiac movement, the heartbeat, right? Involuntary movement. And there is another type of movement, for example, the thoughts in your mind. Within a fraction of a second, it can go to your office, and from office to your home, and into a location you traveled recently. It can move much faster, right? So there are a lot of dynamism happening within the system, from the simple vibration up to the bigger movements. The entire dynamism or movement is controlled by an energy called Vata, the energy of dynamism or the energy of movement. So there are three energies: the energy of binding or energy of cohesion called Kapha, the energy that sticks everything together, the glue energy, and the energy of transformation that converts the food into nutrients and nutrients into our material. Like how cooking transforms the raw rice into the cooked rice. That is a transformation. And finally, the third energy is the Vata, the energy of dynamism, the energy of movement, the energy of vibration. And it is responsible for all the creation, right? The vibration energy is responsible for all the creation, because multiplication, without multiplication, nothing can be created, nothing can be grown. And that multiplication is an outcome of the vibrational energy, the Vata. The correct balance and coordination of these three energies, Vata, Pitta and Kapha, is the secret of balanced health. So we are looking at a balance of these three energies and to maintain the health. And we see this energy not only in our human body, it is there everywhere. Ayurvedic concepts are encompassing, universal. This Vata, Pitta, Kapha, these three energies are there everywhere. In fact, there are only these three energies functioning in the entire cosmos. You yourself think about it. There are only three functional energies that is making everything work. Either something binding together, the kapha property, or converting one material to another material, the transformation, the pitta energy, or the vibration of movement. There is no other functions in the entire cosmos. If you can think and tell me there is another energy working, that will be a new information for me. Ayurvedic concepts are not only for human system, it is for the entire cosmic, perspective. So now we learn the three fundamental functional principles of life: vata, pitta, and kapha. The function of mind and its impact on our life. Body, mind, and the soul. Universally accepted understanding about the life. The three layers of life: the physical body, the mind, and the soul. Ayurveda is considered as a holistic system of life because Ayurveda covers the physical aspect of life, the mind, and the soul. Since it covers all the layers of our existence, Ayurveda is considered as a holistic life science. Now, how these three layers work together? What is the interaction? Ayurvedic text explains the connection. An example is about seeing something. Now I'm able to see you. How the vision works? Ayurveda says, Atma Manasa Samyujyate. The soul should get connected to the mind. Manaha Indriyena. The mind should get connected to the sense organs. Indriyam Arthena. The sense organ should connect with the object. Tato Jnanam Jayate. Then only you will get the perception. You may be looking at me, and if your mind is somewhere else, you will be looking, but you will not be getting what I am saying. You will not be able to see me, even though you are looking at me, if your mind is not there. So for a better perception of the world, you need the connection of the soul to the mind, mind to the sense organ, and sense organ to the object. Then you will get the perception. And this is a very, very important understanding. In the current day world, we are distracted with a lot of things, lot of stress. We need to do a lot of things. And with that, lot of stimulus, right? You think of, driving from your home to office. How many billboards, the hoardings you can see, right? The advertisements. And the tempting and enticing, the various colors and presentations, and everything is attracting us. Everything is distracting us. So the mind and the system is, working very fast. It's a very fast life, a rat race. So to have a balanced health, a peace, in our mind, the harmony and happiness, bringing all these layers in alignment is very, very, very important. What I'm saying is, health is not only about, just what food you are eating, or, how many times you are going to a gym, or, what are you doing, once in a week or twice in a week. It is not about that. The health, happiness, peace and harmony in life it needs to be addressed in all these layers. We need to take care of the body, its nourishment, the routine, sleep, lot of things. We need to take care of the mind, the balance of the mind, its focus, the happiness. And also, we need to be true to our consciousness. Then we are all at peace, right? Whenever we are true to our consciousness, whenever we are positive, open, then you are always happy, always pleasant. So these three layers work harmoniously. So the physical health through food and other inputs and the routines and the practices. Mind through proper positive thinking, the meditation, and the real understanding of the reality of life and self-contentment. And through these practices, you are bringing balance and harmony to the system. So Ayurveda explains what needs to be done each and every day, in each season, in each situation of your life. What are the tools available for you at your home, outside? How to live an individual's balanced and happy life, and how to bring that happiness and balance in the family, and how we can bring harmony and peace within the communities. It covers all the layers of human life. Primarily there are three tiers in our human life, right? The three-tier life. An individual layer, what I like and what I don't like. It is the individual layer, right? Then there is a familial layer. The expectation of me about my, wife or child or parents. The same way, my son is having certain expectation on me, my wife has some. So there is a connection, the familial tier, finding a harmony there. Then the social layer, right? I may not know the name and from where my neighbor is coming. I may not be talking to him. But still, when he does something wrong there, I will tell my friend, he should not have done that. Why I am saying that he should not have done that if I don't know him, if I'm not concerned about him? There is an unknown connection with each and every individual, right? The same way your neighbor, even though he or she doesn't know your name and your details, but still they will have an expectation on you. When you do something wrong, which is away from the usual, the social norms, they will tell, hey, that guy, he should not have done that. So there is an unknown connection. The three-tier life. The individual layer, the family layer, and the social layer. See how complex life is, right? You need to take care of the physical system, you need to take care of the mind, and the harmony between the body, sense organs, mind, and the soul, and the harmony between the individual layer with the familial layer and the social layer. And it is not that complex. You may think, with this, it is very complex, the life is very complex. But there are some simple, very, very simple tips given by Ayurveda to bring all the layers in sync and in harmony. Let's see that.